Hi there, this is Victor. Welcome to my channel, Vic5. Today I want to talk about how I work smarter, therefore making my job easier and still being very efficient. And part of that is also having the right tools. And sometimes it makes more sense to invest in your own tools just so that you can work easier. And that's what I've done with my job. I started out with a simple duffel bag at first, carrying all my gear, and then I upgraded. And this is the upgrade. This bag over here is great because it has multiple pockets. There's a pocket on the side here, a main compartment, and then a smaller compartment. And so part of the tools that I work as, which is essential for me as an inventory auditor, are knee pads. And these are the knee pads that I use. They're ballistic nylon. There are two pads, or two straps on either side, and they work really well. And I keep them in that compartment. And of course, knee pads are essential, and because they are so essential, I actually have a second pair, which are a foam-based, because one of the locations I work on is a warehouse environment, and it's a lot more dusty there. So the foam-based ones are easier to clean when I'm in that location. So the other things that I use, of course, are clipboards. And when I first started, I used a very simple dollar version clipboard. This one over here. And then, of course, when I upgraded to a better one, which is this acrylic one over here. And it's nice and slim. So it actually fits better in the bag than the other ones, because I usually have 2 or 3 clipboards for multiple applications. Then when I'm using the clipboards, I'm usually working with sheets, and so to get organized, I actually have my own folder, which is this over here. And I need several compartments, so I actually have inserted a file folder, so I have more compartments to organize with, and actually it works really well. And then with the clipboards, I work with a lot of sheets, sometimes working anywhere from 7 to 20 plus sheets. So when you're flipping through it, it can take time, constantly flipping through it, finding it, and so forth. So I use a little technique where I cut the corners and I kind of index them. So over here, as you can see, this is what it's done. So it's like that, as you can see, and they're indexed. So by that little trick, it saves me a lot of time flipping through, because I can do it really fast, especially when I'm in a cold environment, and I'm wearing light gloves, which brings me to my next point. Part of the gear I have is my cold weather gear, and I keep that in here. And my cold weather gear is gloves, light gloves, so I can still flip pages and work a pen, and of course a cap, and of course I wear fleeces. Because usually the temperature is around -1, and sometimes there's a breeze depending on where the location is, so it can get fairly cool. And I'm usually in it for about 2 to 3 hours at a time. So I also carry a lot of office supplies with me, because even though the location has those supplies, it's essential that I have them just in case I can't find them at the location. And they include things like multiple pens. They of course supply pens, but I like to use the click pens, so I have my own click pens. And then of course I use flashlights. So I have this flashlight over here, which is a 100 lumen flashlight. And then that's the one I use mainly. And then for certain applications where I need a stronger light, I'll use a tactical flashlight. It has 1100 lumens, which I'm not sure if I can totally demonstrate, but there it is. And it's really bright. And it works really well. It gets very hot too, so it has a nice switch on it that just is instant on, instant off, just a light press. So that works well. So then I use other supplies like tools, like a 2-hole punch, a pouch for the office supplies, which also includes batteries, Of course, a ruler, and over here I've got a stapler, and of course staples. And then I have various pouches that I use over here. As you can see, the pouches are there. And as you can see, they're connected. They're attached to here, and this is attached, and whatever can be attached is attached. And the reason that I do that is because I'm usually at a location 2 to 3 days, sometimes less. So I do move around quite a bit, and even out of town. So it's essential that when I do leave for a new location, I don't forget any of my stuff. And since I carry so much stuff with me sometimes, or it feels like it, I need to make sure that I don't forget it. So attaching anything I can to the bag makes sure that I don't forget it. And it's a simple trick, but it kind of works. So this is how I manage to work smarter and therefore a little bit easier, and yet maintain a fairly good level of efficiency, which I'm fine with because I tend to be competitive with myself, so I like to work the best that I can. And in that way, I tend to have good days all the time with those annoying moments, as I've mentioned in my previous episode. So thank you for watching. Have a great day and see you in my next episode. Bye.